Hi Queen, it's Melisi Knox Brunson of thequeencode.com, and today's message is actually part 2 of our discussion on last week about conviction. I shared with you that conviction means to be firm in what you believe. As a queen, in order for you to reign, you have to be rooted and grounded in the belief about who you are, in the belief about your position. You have to really remember who you are. Remember that authority that you have dominion over every fear and anything else that could threaten to harm you. You have to remember that this is your dream and you get to decide where it goes from here. And you may not have all the answers. You may not know all the pieces to the puzzle, but all you have to do is to know like you know that you are a queen, that you are a woman with a greater destiny born for such a time as this. To know that you have the right to access your heart's desire. And when you have that level of conviction about who you are and about your mission, and you begin to take action with full faith, Queen, you will move mountains. You'll be able to do things that other people think is just simply either impossible, miraculous. You'll be able to do those kinds of works. You know, whenever we begin to take action from our conviction, right? When we have that conviction within and we begin to take action from that place, it's going to look different for all of us. But one of the most powerful actions that you can take is to simply speak your truth. Speak your truth, because knowing your truth, understanding who you are, that frees you. But speaking your truth frees others. Now, when I think about this level of conviction, I think about the story of one of my favorite messenger queens. This queen was, she lived over 200 years ago, almost 200 years ago. And she was born a slave, and she was given the name Isabella Baumfree. But in her adult years, she actually changed her name to reflect her destiny, and she called herself Sojourner Truth. Now, Sojourner Truth has an amazing story, and if you don't know who this woman is, I really encourage you to, when you get some time, Google her, because she has a very powerful story. It's very inspiring. But the part of her story that I want to shed light on today is her conviction about her right to be free. Sojourner Truth was so convinced that she had the right to her freedom that she actually escaped from slavery with her daughter. So she wasn't granted her freedom, she took it. Years later, when she told stories about her escape to freedom, she says, "I did not run off because I thought that to be wicked." She says, "I walked off believing that to be all right." How powerful is that? I did not run off believing that to be wicked. I walked off believing that to be all right. And once she got safely to the other side, that level of conviction, she didn't stop there. That level of conviction was so strong within her that she made another very bold move. She ended up taking a slave owner to court in order to secure her son's freedom. Now, back in these days, that kind of act was virtually unheard of. It was something that was just simply crazy. She actually took a slave owner to court to secure her son's freedom, and she was so convicted in her belief that he deserved to be free, that he had the right to be free, that she actually moved the courts and she won her case. So by this time, she's free, 2 of her children are free, and this level of conviction within her gave birth to a new mission. And one day she says, "The truth calls me, so I must go." And she began to travel around. She became a voice for the rights of slaves to be free. She became an abolitionist, and she also became a voice for women's rights. You might even know her very famous speech, "Ain't I a Woman?" When you look at that speech, and when you really look at everything that Sojourner Truth did in her life, it's very obvious that this was a woman that was way ahead of her time. She had a message that transcended her era. When you look at her mission and everything that she did, it was her level of conviction that made the difference. So Queen, what I'm saying to you is the truth is calling you, and it's time to go. You are too rooted in your belief about who you are to run off. This week, I want you to think about those situations that are no longer serving you, and I want you to make up in your mind to finally walk away. I want you to make up in your mind to finally walk away from those situations that you know are enslaving you. And it's not going to be easy. It's not going to be a cakewalk. But once you make it safely to the other side, you now have the power to speak your truth and free others. That's my message for you this week, Queen. In the meantime, I do have a free gift for you. I would like for you to go over to www.thequeencode.com, and there's a free audio there for you. It's called Queen, You Were Born to Succeed. Now, in this free audio, you're going to find out which queen type are you, and you're also going to get the blueprint for how you can finally step into your power in 2012 and beyond. All you have to do is go to www.thequeencode.com and claim your free gift. And I'll talk to you soon.